Alrighty. It's time to play Psylocke. Now, this is going to be a villain theory deck. He has it named as Repurpose Regimen. And this is a reoccursion of Karma as well as a repurpose deck because repurpose is a skill, so we can tutor it with her training regimen support. So I've never seen this deck, so let's build it. Let's build it as we go. Need all of those, and we're going to be playing the Morlock Siege scenario. So we need Forge. Am I just blind? Where's Forge? Oh, he may actually be in the stack over here. Where'd I put all my cards? There they are. Actually, maybe not. So we talked about Angel earlier. What are our thoughts on Psylocke? Do we enjoy Psylocke? I really like Psylocke. If you're like me, Forge is wrapped up in like every X-Men deck and he's impossible. That's fair. Yeah, that's very, very fair. I'm pulling out Mutant Slayers because I know we're gonna need them. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Cards that tutor are generally strong. Yep. Yeah, totally agree with you there. Haha, Forge. I found him. He was tied up in a deck. We've got Karma. Karma is the 4-cost protection ally. She's also psionic, so that we can do the whole Cerebro shuffle her back in trick. But after you play Karma from your hand, we can choose a non-elite minion and take control of that minion. We've got Professor X, because Professor X is pretty sick. Ooh, I had Professor X in my Angel deck here. I don't like her in-kit cards, though. I still need to look into aspect skills and see if that's something to build around. You don't like her in-kit skills, or you don't like her, like, any of her cards? Does Psylocke do well against villains with Stalwart? She is hindered. She is definitely hindered. But I don't think that she's as hindered as I initially thought she was going to be, because she has the flexibility to lean away from the confuse, and you can deck build out of that. And so I don't think it's actually as big of an issue as I was expecting. I didn't care for Psylocke and Justice. You haven't tried her in Protection or Leadership yet? Yeah. I really struggled against Steady or Stalwart using your confused stuff. And that's when I lean away from that. I would lean away from it. And what's nice about most of, if not all of her cards, is that you can flip them into like the katanas or the knives, whichever one doesn't get confused, and get a different benefit. And so I like that she's not absolutely shut down by the Stalwart villains. We were doing, I had a Thanos deck, which, I mean, she did not win, but it was a deck where Thanos put, I think it was like 14 threat on the main scheme in one turn. So that would have happened to anybody. She handled Master Mold very easily. With Psylocke, there are some great aspect ones: making an entrance, leadership skill, repurpose, home technique, fluid motion. Yeah, the upgrades with skill on them, she can. Oh yeah. Skill is one of those keywords that I just never thought about until exactly, and that's what I like about this game, is that they do such a good job of like revitalizing some of the older cards that I would have never looked twice at. Repurpose sounds super dope because you never find it even when you need it, but you can go grab it. Yeah, exactly. We're running 3 copies of Repurpose. I think that should be a sentence that we always say. We're running 3 copies of Repurpose. I feel like regardless, we could always have fun with that deck. 100% it's your favorite build for her so far? Yeah. Brute Force Psylocke. Brute Force. Interesting. Can you go through the logic when building? Still a newbie. Yeah, absolutely. Uh, I've not seen this deck yet. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to gather the deck and then we'll talk about it. How about that? Because I'm just pulling cards and I'm starting to get an idea of what that's going to look like, but I want to actually have the full kit together before I actually start talking, because this is actually Villain Theory's deck, not mine. Where do I put all my Drax stuff? Because we need 3 copies of What Doesn't Kill Me. What Doesn't Kill Me is a very good card, especially paired with Repurpose, because it allows you to stand up and take advantage of your huge attack again. So pull, then narrow down. It's not actually that great for her since she already has piercing, but it'd be fun. Oh yeah. um yeah. So when I'm building a deck, Trouble, I like to talk through the like what I'm pulling, but honestly, like I'm just looking at the deck list on my phone and just mindlessly pulling cards right now. I'm not actually building a deck. I'm copying a deck. And so that's what I'm trying to figure out. We got doubles and Power of the Mind. I really like Power of the Mind, Power of Flight, all of that stuff. But they're just really fun. Dang it. Copying a deck from Marvel CDB is the strongest deck building tech I've learned. Yeah, and that I would 100% suggest doing that. Go for like if you are going to be wanting to learn how to build decks, go look at some of the top decks on Marvel CDB, play them, get a feel for what they are trying to do and how you can I guess like modify them or see like why is this card in that deck, and that's how I learned so much about deck building. um so I also like What Doesn't Kill Me and Energy Barriers together. You have to take damage to ready with What Doesn't Kill Me, and Energy Barrier lets you take an attack but soften the blow, so you're not putting in, oh yeah, you're not taking dangerous HP territory. We need Cerebro, Avengers Mansion. We have that in Angels deck. Where's my mansion? I need Power of the Mind. Where would I have put Power of the Mind? I feel like it has to be in here somewhere. These are all the cards that I was playing with last week. Looking for a basic mental. Telepathy, telekinesis, which we do need telekinesis. Okay. Um, defensive training. We use defensive training and leadership training today. Look at that. That's something you don't see very often. That's fun. 1, 3. Electrostatic armor, energy barrier. And 2 copies of force field generator. Hey, how's it going, Vulture? What's going on? Telekinesis and X gene. Okay, now I just need to find Power of the Mind, which we could go Power of Flight to proxy. I really don't know where those would be. Mansion is super strong considering she starts with resource generators. I'm surprised at how many decks I've seen without it. Oh yeah, and that's one of the things that I learned with Spider is that low hand size, high resource generation. We have cards that can give more cards. Heroes that have that love it. Um, in my opinion, Energy Barrier is one of the strongest protection cards. Saving 3 damage and dealing 3 damage never seems strong at deck building, but it gives you much more agency over how you deal with toughs, minions, and flipping. That's true. Real quick, the tough does take priority over force field generators, so we do have to be a little careful there. But I love it because you can repurpose it, and you can also make sure that you hit all of the, um, like when you defend and take 0 damage, you can reduce the amount of damage taken with the energy barriers. It's so cool. It is so cool. Okay, I'm on. Yeah. She is definitely on a different level. I 100% agree with that. Beast Snow's gonna be mad at me because I don't know where my power of the mines are. We're just gonna probably proxy with power of flight. We just know that they're mental resources. Yep. Okay, we're just gonna proxy with power of flight. Just kidding. I forgot that we have extra copies of that. So there's power of the mind. Okay, let's take a look at the deck now. So we have our resources. So we have Power of the Mind, which doubles for any resource generated, or any resource, doubles resources for any psionic card. So we have Professor X, we have Karma, and then we have a lot of psionic cards. I think it's 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, it's 10. So we have 10 cards that power the mind. Usually, when I'm thinking about power ofs, I want at least 10 copies. Villain Theory and I actually have a video on resource cards, and we talk about that in there. So, Power of the Mind, being able to hit 10 plus 2 here, Power of the Mind is going to be doing some work. We've also got X Gene. We can use this. We can only play it if we have a mutant trait, and we can exhaust the X Gene to generate a wild resource for an identity specific event, which is going to lean into the Confuse for us. We've got Forge, which is going to help us go find our X-Men support, which is Cerebro. So Cerebro, while we're in Alter Ego, we can exhaust Cerebro and search our entire deck, because we have the Psionic trait, for an X-Men ally. Those X-Men allies are going to be Professor X and Karma. We can use our Psi Knife, our action on this side, to shuffle in a psionic card, which means that we can always have a hit with Cerebro. So we can turn Psi Knife, Cerebro into one of these two. So we can go for Perma Confuse, or we can use Karma to take some minions. Defensive Training is going to be here to shuffle in the repurposes. The repurposes allow us to discard attack, get plus X to our either thwart or attack, or I guess defense. I'm curious if anyone's ever used the defense version, or our defense for repurpose for the rest of the round. And so when we're inside Knife, or if we're in both side Katanas, we're at 3 attack. If we repurpose a force field generator, we're now at 6 attack. Repurpose can be pulled with our Training Regiment card, which is a card that we can exhaust Training Regiment, search our deck for a skill card, which is repurpose, and add it to our hand. So now we're doing kind of the same thing that we can with the Psi Katanas, shuffling them in Cerebro with Defensive Energy and Training Regiment. So we can always have a hit for the repurpose there. We have 2 copies of force field generators. We have 3 copies of energy barriers. And these are what we are going to be repurposing. We also have an electrostatic armor, which can be repurposed. This is also a tech. I can't think of a single time I've used repurpose for defense. Yeah, right? Trouble bubbles. Mind blown. Villain Theory knows how to do decks. Then, because repurpose adds to the attack or thwart, you probably what we'll be doing in this solo game is attack. For the rest of the round, we will use What Doesn't Kill Me, which heal 2 damage from a hero, and we can ready. So if we have 6 attack, we can use What Doesn't Kill Me to stand up and attack for 6 again. And so we'll attack for 3, repurpose, stand up, attack for 6, What Doesn't Kill Me, attack for 6. So that's 15 damage right there. Not a huge fan of Force Field. I prefer Barrier and Plasma Pistol, but shrugs. We'll see how it goes. Interesting. Why are you not a fan of Force Field? I'm curious. It would be interesting to give a Ghost Spider higher defense just to feel more untouchable, but for a fun build, yeah. We've got Avengers Mansion, which we like drawing cards. Cards in a card game is good. Telekinesis. We can spend 2 mental resources to deal 3 damage to an enemy. And we have the Power of the Mind, which can double for here. And then we also have her knives. We can use the knives to build those. Expensive and not very controllable. That's fair. That's fair. I like it in repurposed decks. And then we've got our doubles to finalize the deck build. So that's what we've got. We are going to be doing, what do we say, Mutant Slayer? Or is there any reason to buy more than one set, like to get 3 of a card? Because the set, no, unless you are building multiple decks. But in Marvel Champions, and this is something that is different than in like Lord of the Rings or the first package of Lord of the Rings, it's not the first release of Lord of the Rings, the first release of Arkham, that was the case. But in Marvel Champions, they're always going to give you the maximum amount of cards that you can include in a deck. So usually that's 3, or for like allies, it's going to be 1. The only reason why you want to do that is if you need 2 decks that have the same card in it, and you only get 1 of those. Or if you want to build and keep decks, but if you're okay with deconstructing, you get the maximum number of cards that you would need. Psylocke doesn't have a ton of HP. I think Force Field works here. I usually skip on it on high HP heroes, though. That makes sense, yeah. Force Field Generator can also backfire because it's a force interrupt, so you might even get to... That's true. But if that is true. That is true. But if we take 6 damage, I would rather have the Force Field Generator there to take that damage rather than missing out on being able to repurpose it. So if you're versing a high attack villain, it can be rough. Yeah, it can be very rough. There are pros and cons with Force Field Generator and Plasma Pistol. One of the reasons Plasma Pistol isn't as good with Psylocke is because she has permanent piercing anyways. It's also, so its ability to pop Tufts isn't as useful. She has many resources. Also, isn't Plasma Pistol restricted? And so you would run into the issue of having the katanas and Plasma Pistol because you can only have 2 restricted slots. Morlock Siege. Put the routed environment into play. Set the hide and Morlocks. Treachery in each Morlock ally aside out of play. Shuffle all the villains together to create the villain deck. Also, the restricted things. I love Force Field Generator on Gambit. Yeah. I love Gambit. I have an old hero, new trick, 2-handed Gambit play that is coming out soon. So, forgot about restricted. We have to play with military grade and mutant slayers. We're playing with the mutant slayers. Military grade is shuffled into something else. So let's pick a different weapon. Villain, your deck. What's the mod set that we're playing? We will shuffle these up. Create the villain deck, but the player deck is the villain deck too. Very, very true. Stop shuffling, and now? So we got Chimera. Oh, hey, how thematic, because Chimera is Betsy's nemesis. So we got Chimera. She's going to come in with 14 hit points. We got 10. She has a 2/2. Force Interrupt. When she attacks you or an ally, we have to spend either 2 mental resources or she gets +2 for the attack. Route environments into play. Knock Knock. After resolving step 1 of the villain phase, place 1 knock counter here. Then if there are at least 3 knock counters, advance to stage 2A. There are 3 villains under routed, the players win the game. That feels like a fun challenge, is to try and take out 3 villains before you get knocked. Let's put these Morlock at risk with Weapon Master. Alrighty, sweet. That set is one of the few that makes the villain attack more. Nice. I like it. Now if we lose, it's villain's fault. Alrighty. Let's see what we got. We got Genius. Fury of Blades. X-Gene. I love seeing X-Gene turn 1. Hey, there's X. Strength, 2, 4, 5. We have 6 hand size and energy. All of our doubles. Wow. Yikes. Did we mulligan a double here? Have I ever mulliganed a double? But I mean, like, we have Strength and Knife to play X. We have Genius and Knife to play Fury of Blades. We have Energy to play... I guess we don't even need the Knife. He has villain in his name. He's been working for the bad guys this whole time. I'd mulligan 2 doubles? 2 doubles? Alrighty, let's try it. It doesn't really matter. We got Electrostatic Armor and Mansion. Oh, hey there, Mansion. How you doing? Sick. Alrighty. We're going to flip up to hero form. We're going to go Side Knife, Strength, and get that Mansion onto the table. Draw into a energy barrier. Oh, wait, actually, I should have played X-Gene before we went down. Here we are. I'm going to flip one of these into the katana when we use the resource. Did you ever get to play that Gambit What Damage deck you made for me? I played it in 3-player games. I defended... Oh, sweet. Really? Gambit What Damage? I remember... I don't think I got to play it. Though. That's the one where he's just always readying and defending just for everybody. Oh, no. I played something very similar to it. When you asked for the deck, it was actually one that it was one of the first Gambit decks that I built, and I took to a meetup, and I had refined it from that. But I played a precursor to that deck, and it's a ton of fun. My group just started playing the new campaign, Aggression Angel, Justice Psylocke, Leadership Storm, stomped through the first 2 scenarios, got stopped by Juggernaut, beat him a bit, but it took so long. Juggernaut can be tough. Juggernaut can be really, really tough. Let's go ahead and just... I really should have dropped X-Gene, but here we are. X-Gene, Fury of Blades, Electrostatic for X. We'll hang on to Energy Barrier. That will confuse Chimera. X will over-thwart here. And then we will attack Chimera for 2. 1, 2. Let's get our pluses in here because we got +1 thwart and +1 attack right now. That's going to help me because the Knife gives you +1 thwart, and then the katana. Also, villain. I don't know if you saw the comment, but someone commented on our draft video. If you have not seen that, it's a fun video. We just drafted 5 weapons, and someone said that if you had drafted the Knife, they would have given you the vote, but you drafted the katana instead. So, I feel very validated. We are going to hang on to the energy barrier. We'll stand up. We got energy barrier, force field generator, repurpose, and what doesn't kill me. We're going to go 1 here. Chimera is going to attack. We'll block with X. Chimera is attacking for 2. We're going to give her +2 for the attack. 6. Katanas are cooler than knives. No regrets. No, I think you definitely won. I think the community has determined that you won that one. We got Mutant Slayers. Each Marauder minion gains Quick Strike. When revealed, place 1 additional threat here for each character you control with Mutant X Factor. So we got 4. Katanas are cooler. Alrighty. On our turn, we're going to Mansion to draw into an energy barrier. Katana, knife for energy barrier. That comes in with 3. Whenever we would take damage, we can prevent 1 of the damage. Energy barrier, what doesn't kill me, repurpose. We'll play force field generator. That comes with 6. We're gonna thwart. We're gonna flip the knife. I'm gonna take that down there because I don't remember the name of the card right now. There's the card that can take 1 threat if we wanted it to. So we can stand up. Oh wait, actually we're flipping down. And we're gonna stand up. We've got Power of the Mind. Cerebro, let's go. Oh my gosh, I love it. Telepathic Suggestion. Karma. Mental Detection, that's the card that I was looking for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Defensive Training. You don't take damage attacking or thwarting? No. Allies will. And if the target of the attack has consequentials. Thought she had a star. No. The star here, that is a really good point. The star here is telling you that there's a reminder of something. So the star looks a little different. Let me grab an ally. So it is poor it's confusing graphics. So the star on the ally is a little different than the star on Psylocke. The star on Psylocke is saying that it's a reminder that's saying that you can use this interrupt whenever you use one of those attack thwarted defense. I was looking at her yesterday and I was like, oh, that stinks. Yeah. No, that good question, but no. It's a different star. Okay, we're gonna add 1 here. Confuse. Card is Marauding Ain't Easy. Place 1 additional threat here for each villain under routed. So that just comes in with 3. Also, this is our second knock counter. Yeah. Yeah. The one thing is iffy about Psylocke, she has really good response events, but she also wants to flip to alter ego to draw a lot of cards, so you often draw them dead. Yeah, with like telepathic suggestion. Yeah, I agree with that. Okay. Our turn. We've got Mansion to draw us a card. Just Force Field Generator. We use Force Field Generator to play Cerebro. We will Side Knife to shuffle X back into the deck, and then we'll Cerebro X. Technically, we have to shuffle our deck. S++ tier. Agreed. I think saving grace is that the +2 hand size gives you more options generally anyway, if one of those is a response card, but it's a shame. Okay. We're going to use a telepathic suggestion to play defensive training. And we're going to use defensive training to shuffle repurpose back into the deck. Still looking for that training regiment. Okay. Okay, we're going to flip up to hero form. We've got Side Knife, and we will flip to Katana. And Karma will play Mental Detection, remove one threat from a scheme, and then 1 to 2 additional threat for each knife, and then draw a card for each katana. We got to repurpose. We're at 1/1 now. I'm going to throw a Professor X out. Confuse. X will thwart here. We will attack, swap Katana for 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's stand up. We got Angel. What doesn't kill me? Repurpose. I have not taken any damage. I may have misplayed that force field generator. I think we need to take some damage. And we're going to be starting to attack the Marauders, so it actually may be kind of hard to take some damage here. Martial arts training. Alrighty, we're going to place 1, knock, so we're going to progress. Each player puts 1 set-aside Morlock ally into play under their control, or 2 Morlock allies if we're the only player in the game. So we got 2 Morlock allies. Shuffle the Hide Treachery into the encounter deck. If it was advanced by knock counters, give each Morlock a tough status card. Morlocks do not count against your ally limits. Card abilities cannot remove this ally from play. When an enemy attacks you, it attacks a Morlock you control instead. Mutant Massacre. We can exhaust a Morlock ally, shuffle Hide from the encounter deck discard pile into the encounter deck. Yeah, that's interesting. I may not be able to take advantage of the what doesn't kill me. Oops. Okay, so we are getting attacked. We'll block with a Professor X, so 2. We'll give Chimera +2, +2. There goes X. Hydrate, let's go. Counter card is a Vertigo. She has Guard. When she attacks, you are an ally you control, we stun a character, or she gets +2. Nothing quite like lukewarm coffee. Okay, let's go ahead and Mansion to draw into Telekinesis. Okay. Oh, that's so frustrating that that has Guard. We will attack for 3 here. Link for the deck, I couldn't find it. Villain, do you have... It's not published. I don't know if Villain's still working on it. I don't know if Villain is still here. Is that something I can share? And if Villain is gone, I'll reach out to him and see if I can throw it in the description. Okay. We'll have the Morlock take out the Vertigo. Against Ronin or Magneto, you definitely be taking some hits. Here, though, with 2 tough Morlocks, I think repurpose it. Yep, that's exactly. Yeah, I totally agree. Repurpose. Get rid of that force field generator. We don't need it. We will repurpose it into a +3 attack. So now we get to ready, and now we have a 6 attack. It's not posted yet. Still tweaking 1 or 2 cards. Okay. Then we got a 6 on Chimera. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got a Psykatana, What Doesn't Kill Me to play Angel. Angel and Morlock will push Chimera. Uh, oh, we have to defend here. Actually, Morlocks can die. Only one of them needs to live. After a villain is defeated, put it under here. Discard each minion that shares the title with the top villain of the villain deck. The villain activates against each player in player order. That's not the villain deck. Okay, so let's roll a dice. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We got Grey Crow. Ooh. Discard each. When he attacks, discard each card you control with the highest cost, or he gets plus X attack for where X is a forensic cost of the highest card cost you control. So that's going to be plus 4. He's going to attack. He's attacking this Morlock. So it's going to be 6, 7, 8. Bye, Morlock. Oops. No problem. I'm still new to this and trying to figure out what cards do and don't work together. It's all, yeah. Yeah. You get plus 3 from the repurpose play. Did I not do that? Did I only do 3? Yeah, so I attacked for 3 here. Morlock took it out. I think I attacked for 6. I just forgot to add the plus 1 here. Also, I think Psylocke should be ready with Angel. Okay, so I think everything is accurate in turn. Okay, sweet. Cool. Thank you. We'll use martial arts training to play telekinesis. We will attack for 6. He comes in with 12, so he's going to be down to 6. Okay. We will stand up. You get to ready. Yes, thank you. I totally missed that, but thank you. Oh, we got a repurpose. We got a what doesn't kill me. We got a forge. And a fury of blades. We got Grey Crow attacking us for 6. We're going to block with Angel. Plus 1. There goes Angel. We need to get Grey Crow out of here because I don't like those high attacks. Grey Crow, our encounter card. Bolstered by Wrath. Exhaust a character you control and spend X resources of any type where X is the number of villains under routed to discard this card. It's a +1/+1. Will not survive very long. We are fine. Sweet. Let's go ahead and Mansion to draw into a mental detection. Okay. What doesn't kill me and a Forge will play mental detection. Remove 1 threat for each side katana, which is 2. We get to draw 2 cards. Or we get to draw a card. Hey, there's the training regimen. We'll use Psykatana, and we will flip into the... Actually, hold on. I think I can figure out a better way to do this. We're going to... He's at 6. We're going to attack for 3. 1, 2, 3. Repurpose the energy barrier. Actually, that's when he attacks. I actually think that I probably want to... We're going to hang on to repurpose. We're still going to attack for 3, though. Okay. We will use Psykatana and flip that to the knife. So we go to 1/1. And then Power of the Mind to play Fury of Blades. Deal 2 damage to an enemy. Oh, shoot. Hold on. No, because that's going to... We're not going to attack. 1, 2, 3. We're not going to attack. So we'll deal 1, 2 for each side knife you control. Choose an enemy and confuse it. And then for each side katana, deal 2 damage. 1, 2, down to 2. I don't want the new one coming in and attacking me. Psylocke's attack is 4 at the moment without her weapons. Is that correct? Oh wait, forget what I'm saying. I'm just confusing you. Repurpose is only for the round. Yeah. The tokens are extra accessories for the game. When on green, ready side, it means the character is not exhausted. The stickers on the sleeves mean anything. And the red exhausted side means they're exhausted, but when they're turned on their side, it's an alternative to moving. Yeah. So these stickers, so the stickers, I have a binder here. So this binder has 1 copy of every single card in the game in it, and so I can just flip through it and look at the cards. The stickers mean that they go back in the binder. And so I don't have to try and remember what I took out. And so you'll notice that most of the allies have stickers on them, or all the unique cards have stickers on them. Or the third copy. Since we're running 3 copies of repurpose, this purpose of the this copy of the repurpose goes back in. You never noticed those? Yeah, that's probably one of the most asked questions I get, which is kind of funny. But yeah, no, that way, when I was building my collection, I was like, I need to be able to see the cards, and like I read them, and I used to do that a lot with like the Pokemon stuff. We'll go Katana to play Training Regiment. Okay. We'll flip down. We'll stand up. We're gonna hang on to the repurpose. Okay, so I'm thinking about defensive training of repurpose into the deck. I can do that next time and training regiment it, so we're good, actually. Very nice tokens as well. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, the tokens are from Buy the Same Token. Really, really good stuff. Got Psionic Redirect, Repurpose, Energy Barrier. There's a second. Mental Detection, Psionic Training, and a Weapons Training. I know I want to get him, but he said, I don't think actually, I'm sorry. The tokens I don't think went up in price. The board here, this black like cityscape went up in price. I think the tokens are the same. I think the tokens are still the same price, and would recommend the tokens. Sorry about that. Yeah. We have 2 repurposes in there. That's fine. Alrighty. So we got 1 here. Got Confuse. Encounter card is Combat Knife. These are really nice because you can just knock the villain out, and all of those attachments go away. Good stuff. Okay. Defensive Training. We'll shuffle a repurpose into the deck. And then Training Regiment will grab the repurpose. Mansion will draw us a card, which is Fury of Blades. We got 1 force field generator there. 2, we got 1 energy barrier. So we have another energy barrier somewhere, but I don't think we have any ways to draw cards. Oh, wait, it's in my hand. Haha, just kidding. Anyways, so I don't think we actually need... Well, we may want... I'm trying to figure out how we can kill Greycrow and take the attack. When you take any amount of damage from an attack. No, because I have to actually take the attack. We could repurpose twice. Morlock is going to take a hit, though. And we need to defend that attack somehow. After she attacks, discard weapons and ready each weapon you control. We could do... Oh, wait. We could do a telekinesis and knock him out. And then we could block and then start repurposing. There we go. Okay, perfect. This is such a weird matchup for the... Yeah, right? It is. Okay. I think we don't care if we turn these into allies. So let's flip up. We will telekinesis, psionic redirect, and psionic training to deal 3 damage here. These get discarded. This goes there. New villains coming in and attacking us. Reroll the 6. Reroll the 6. 1. We got Blockbuster. When Blockbuster attacks, you are an ally you control. Choose to either give him a tough status card or he gets +2. We will give him a tough status card and we will block. So he's attacking us for 3. 4. We'll, I guess, knock the tough off. Doesn't really matter. We're going to have piercing. So he attacks for 4. We take 1. Actually, no. We're going to take 2 just in case we can somehow get a... we can get a what doesn't kill me to go off now. Okay. We'll repurpose this energy barrier. So we get +2 attack, and we get to ready. We are going to attack, interrupt the attack, flip this to his Psychotana. And so now we are attacking for base 3 +2 is 5. And he comes in with 14, so he's at 9. Okay. We've got weapons training and mental detection. No, just kidding. We go Psychotana to play energy barrier, which we will repurpose. So we'll stand up and then we will attack for 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we've got... Are we really 1 short? I can't play Fury of Blades, so I guess we'll play Mental Detection. We'll remove a threat. Get to draw a card for each Psychotana we control. Telepathic Suggestion. Psionic Redirect. That doesn't do it for us. That's really funny. We get an encounter card. Okay, that's pretty funny. Okay. Cool. Maybe this is where Blockbuster wins. Nah, he's not gonna win. Ain't no way. That's really funny. I did that math right. We're at 3, 5, 7. Yeah. That's really funny. Okay. So we're gonna get rid of Psionic Redirect. We're gonna keep Telepathic Suggestion. We got Angel, Force Field Generator, and What Doesn't Kill Me. Hey, What Doesn't Kill Me can go off now. We'll stand up. We'll add 1 here. Blockbuster will give him a tough. And we will defend an attack of 3, 4. So we take 2. 1, 2. Our encounter card. We've got a Bound by Business. Discard cards from the encounter deck until a Marauder minion that does not share a title with a card in play is discarded. I honestly think I want to do that because I want to do the thing that the deck is trying to do. Arclight. And then we've got a Body Swap. You cannot flip your Psychotana upgrades. Flip each of your Psi Energy upgrades to Psychotana. We can discard 1 Psionic card from your hand to discard this obligation. That's fine. You reshuffle. Doesn't the... I reshuffled here. Yeah, so Trouble Bubbles. If I reshuffle this deck, the encounter deck, it gets the +1. If I reshuffle my deck, I actually deal myself an encounter card. And so that's why I resolved 2 encounter cards this time, because I reshuffled this deck and I get this. But when this deck runs out, that's when it gets the acceleration that gets added here. But good question. Okay, so 2. We'll go Mansion to draw into Forge. Okay. I wanted to show off this combo, because this is the exciting combo that Villain was telling me about. So we're gonna flip down to Betsy. We're gonna Cerebro to go find Karma. Then we got What Doesn't Kill Me, Forge, Angel, Telepathic Suggestion for Karma. We'll take control of Arclight. And then he's tough. Okay. Okay. So that's the combo. Is basically you can use Cerebro to pull Karma, and then you can take control of minions and then attack with them or have 2 blockers. But basically, instead of doing that, what we're going to do is we are going to not flip down. We'll use the katanas and whatever to play Angel, which we'll ready, and then we have lethal there with piercing. But I realized that we're actually 1 damage short if we did it that way. But the idea is you have 2 psionic allies in the deck. You have Professor X and you have Karma. Professor X is confuse or stun a minion if you wanted to. And then Karma can take over a minion. Because you can shuffle in psionic cards with your katanas, or with your psi energy upgrades, you can put them back into the deck and then tutor them with Cerebro. So if a minion comes out, that next turn, you can always get Karma once you have Cerebro onto the table. Unless these are exhausted or something. Like if there's a card that exhausts the Psykatanas and she's not in the deck. But you can always get that. Her obligation, exhaust her weapons? Oh, and exhaust it? Okay, that's fine. Whatever. We will use these 3 cards to play Angel and then attack. It doesn't matter, but yeah. So that is a way that you could turn off the combo. But the way the goal is to shuffle either X or Karma into the deck using her action here, Cerebro to pull it, and then play Karma to take the minion, or Professor X probably on your flip back up. That would probably be the way that you would want to do that, so you could also get the block with X. But there you go. Okay, so we are at 4 hours. I'm starting to get a little hungry for lunch, but I'm going to do one more game. We got one more game, which is going to be a Star-Lord deck. I want to try this Star-Lord with IPAC. It's a way to sneak in IPAC, so that's what we're going to go to next. I'm going to go to the Be Right Back screen and set that up. Villain, I will say I mostly play this deck in 2 or 3 players. Way too much defense for the poor Bror. How the heck do you come up? Yeah, Trouble Bubbles. How the heck do you come? Or Villain, how do you come up with these things? Alrighty, cool. I'm gonna go to Be Right Back. We're gonna set up Star-Lord. Well, I'll find a nice villain for us to face off against. I'll see you soon.